Hey everyone, welcome to the new session practice course for beginners that is in Python. So, if I am audible, please do let me know in the live chat that I am audible, right? And please write a yes comment to the live chat for that I can start today's session, right? And before start the session, let me introduce that Great Learning has came up with the idea of Great Learning Academy. But what is Great Learning Academy? Let me show you what is Great Learning Academy. If you go to your favorite browser and if you just write Great Learning Academy over here, right? Yes. So after clicking on that, you will land on this first option you have for Great Learning Academy. After you click on this particular Great Learning Academy one, you will actually get this particular one. What is Great Learning Academy? Great Learning Academy is a free initiative by Great Learning where you will get 200 plus courses, and after complete your course you can claim your certificate as well. But what are the courses you will get? If you come down, you can see the most in demand domain like data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence, IT software, cloud computing. This domain you actually can do these courses on this domain. This is listed here. Now, if you want to see what are the domain courses you have, then if you click on that, you can see the data science foundation, introduction to R. You can do all these courses that is also free of cost. After complete your course, you can claim your completion certificate, and also you will get lots of learning material and also code book, right? So don't wait, go and do these courses and skill up yourself. And if you want to do these courses in your mobile application, that is also possible using Great Learning app. And one more thing, this courses are basically designed by the professionals and also in demand universities as well, right? So it's a opportunity for you. You can go and do these courses, right? Yes. So guys, please do let me know I am audible or not. And yes, I want this session to be more interactive, right? So let's go back to today's session, right? So how many of you have idea about Python? And yes, guys, I want this session to be more interactive. Please do let me know if you have any doubt. Yes, please do let me know if you have any doubt in this particular session. I will happily help you to solve your doubts. And if you want to actually get all the materials for your course for this particular live session, you can check that out in Great Learning Academy. And for that, you will get the link in the live chat. Right? Okay. Okay, I can see I'm audible. So let's start with today's session. So before start to this today's session, guys, I want to understand how many of you have idea about Python, right? Yes, Rana, if you have any doubt, please do let me know. Thanks, Ganesh. Okay, guys, do you have any like how many of you have the idea of Python? Please quickly let me know in the live chat. In the meantime, let me give you that what are the agenda we have for today's session. First, today we are going to talk about basics of Python, right? If you don't know, if you don't know Python, then we will start with the basics of Python. What is variable concepts, then data types, then loops, right? Then we will see some practice codes, right? We will talk about list, set, the basic data structure of Python as well. We will talk about everything, right? Okay, some of you are saying no idea, some of you are saying have idea. So Rajiv, for this session, particularly this session is in English basically. But if you really want to check out the courses on Hindi, you can check that out on Great Learning Academy. Right. Okay, now let's start with what is Python, right? Python is a popular high-level object-oriented and interpreted language, right? So let's talk about what is Python who has no idea about Python, right? If you have someone, you have no idea what is Python and why do we use it, right? So let me give you a quick introduction to that and then we will jump into the code part, right? Okay, Abshar is having a question how to run loop in linear regression. We will talk about that maybe in the later in the section because now we are going to talk about the basics of Python, right? So Python is high level and also we are saying that it's a popular language. In basically in the layman term, if we can say, okay, if you know English in a proper way how to write the English, then you can start writing Python. You will say, is it that easy to do that? And why do we need it? We need it because we do communication between the human beings. But if you want to talk with your computer, how can you do that? How can you communicate with your computer and just, say your computer, please do something for me? Right? How can you do that? To communicate with your computer, you need to have a language, and also they have a grammar, right? Those grammar are nothing but the syntax we have in the programming languages, right? Okay, so in this particular case, what we are going to do, we will use Python to give a command to our computer. And the main thing about Python, you don't need to have lots of syntaxes to remind. What you need to have a proper indentation. What is indentation? I will talk about that, right? And guys, I can see lots of questions are coming in. I will give the answer for them, but before that, I just want to complete the first slide and then I will give the answer, right? So please stay tuned for that. I will obviously give all of your answer and will solve all of your doubts as well, right? So let's have a look at the bullet point we have. Now we say what is Python, and this is something high level. High level means we know if we want to actually talk, like, give some instruction to your computer, we need to go to low level language, the binary language, you can say. But in the case of Python, you don't need to take care of low level language. You can directly write your command in English and it will understand, right, by the Python interpreter. Now comes object oriented. Some of you said, I want to learn object oriented. What is object oriented? Object oriented is basically, you can say this is a feature for a programming language. There are lots of things comes into the picture. And if you really want to learn about object oriented programming, then why don't you check out our full course on Python, where we have talked about everything you need to know for object oriented programming, right? Then we have said that Python is interpreted. Yes, it has an interpreter which can interpret what you are saying, right? But yes, you have to maintain the indentation. Now comes, why do we need Python? Why Python is becoming popular these days, right? One, it is simple, beginner friendly. If you are someone who has never done any programming language, you are not from a computer background, then also Python is for you, right? And you will not feel bored basically with Python. You will get lots of good, good cool library you will get, and using those library you can do really cool stuffs, and you will feel, oh my god, this programming language can be this much interesting, right? You don't need to deal with lots of lines of codes, right? The main attractive feature of Python is you don't need to write a long line of code. You can, suppose you need to write, or you need to print maybe hello world, right? For the case of C++, Java, at least you have to write 3-4 lines of code. But in the case of Python, you just need to write one line of code, right? Okay, so these are the basic features of Python, you can say. Now, if you're coming from a web development background, if you are not from a data science background, then also Python is for you, because there are lots of library you will get in Python, right? You have Django, you have Flask, right? That will make your life easy. Now, why Python is getting the popularity? The main reason behind it, it has lots of library which will make your life easy. We will see some of the library how it's going to work, but let's see how we are going to progress with this Python one, right? So how many of you actually understand about this particular Python? Like, why do we need Python and what is Python? Do you have any doubt till so far? Let me answer all of your question. What are the question I get? Okay. Ganesh is saying, we know. I have already given the answer, Ganesh, that if you want to learn OPS, then you can check that out in our channel. We have a long tutorial for object-oriented programming in Python, right? Parampreet is asking, ma'am, what is data structure and how do we use it in Python? We will do that, Parampreet. Data structure is nothing but we all know about list, set, basically list is nothing but linked list, like doubly linked list, right? And this something makes me feel really scary, like, oh my god, I have to work with data structure. But when it starts talking about Python, I will show you how easy it is, right? We will talk about the data structure in Python as well. Okay, and Shudhai Singh, ma'am, I want to learn how to create apps or projects in Python. If you want to create apps or projects, we are actually going to come up with the tutorial for a long tutorial, almost 10 hours tutorial, where you will get almost 10 plus projects and you can add them to your resume, right? So keep actually updated on that. Do not forget to subscribe Great Learning, and if you feel like this particular live session is going to help you, then please do hit like it. So Shudha, for your question, yes, we can do all like cool projects using Python, and maybe you have to wait for another 1 week to get this full tutorial on Python projects. We are going to come up with a long tutorial on Python projects, right? Okay. Amit is asking, what is difference between Java and JavaScript? I think this can be answered by our SME for Java and JavaScript, and yes, he can give you the best possible answer. What is the difference between both of them? Both are language, and I can say JavaScript is a little handy to work with, whereas Java, it's taking long time to start with, right? In today's session, are you going to live coding? Yes, Avishek, I am going to do the live coding as well. Why Python is trending out now, not in 2010 2015? Okay, so Rajendran, okay, so to answer your question, the main reason behind Python is getting trendy because all the new technologies like data science, big data, machine learning, everything supports Python because of its flexibility, because lots of library it has, and it's an open source basically, right? And the community for Python is very strong to work with, right? So that is why Python is getting trending with these days, right? Okay. Hey Upsir, we don't have Hindi channel differently. You can check the Hindi courses in this particular channel itself. I think Parampreet, I give you the answer. Okay. Ma'am, what is IME in diploma final year? I also don't know, Nikhit, for that. What is IME? Can you give me the full form of IME? I am not sure about it. Right? Okay, Aniket is asking why slicing is so hard in Python. Slicing is not hard, Aniket, if you know the basics of slicing. Okay, I will show you how we do the slicing, right? So I think that will help you to feel that, the slicing technique is not that tough to work with. Okay, so let's come back to the presentation. So we are going to talk about why do we need variables, right? And guys, I can see almost 51 people are currently watching this particular live session. Guys, if you really like it, do not forget to like this particular session. It always help us and motivate us to work for you guys, right? Okay, so now we will talk about why do we need variables. Suppose you have a data, right? And in that data, you are going to say, how can I store the data, right? Maybe I have a name, maybe I have some numbers to work with, but where actually I can store that? Yes, to store your data, we use a concept called variable, right? How to do this, we will do in the particular demo itself, right? For the now being, you can understand variable is a container where you can store your variables. Now we have, right? Now we have different type of variables, right? Your variable can be, you are going to do some summation of that, you are going to do some multiplication or division, right? You need to use this variable concepts, right? We will see how to do that. Now we will talk about what is data types in Python. So guys, I want to understand from all of you, how many of you have idea about data types in Python and what is data types? It's a question for all of you. I want this session, guys, again to be more interactive. Please do try to interact with me as much as you can. You will understand these concepts in a more better way then, right? So give me a quick understanding that how many of you have idea about data types. And in the meantime, let me tell you what is data types. Data types are used for the classification or categorization of data items. What type of data you have, right? What is the classification or categorization, right? And then we have what is type of the variable. So basically we use data types to understand the type of our variable, right? Shudha, you are right, but there are a lot to have. We have no micromind, no, not right, right? Then we have these types are basically nothing but data types again, right? And then most important part of the programming. Yes, when we talk about data types, it's the most important part of your programming. Now we will see what are the types of data types we have. Who has said that list, tuple and dictionaries and loops. No, these are not the data types. Our data types is integer, float, boolean, and string. Right? Guys, do you have any doubt till so far about what are the types of data types we have in Python? So every variable should be associated with data types. Now I will show you how to start with data types, right? Okay. Now we are going to use Google Colab. So how many of you actually know about Google Colab? If you can give me a quick understanding for that, how many of you used Google Colab? If you know, okay, yes, Sandeep, I will give your answer, right? So, how many of you used Google Colab? A quick understanding for all of you. How many of you have idea about Google Colab? Okay, some of you are saying, Lee said tuples, they are nothing but data structure in Python. They are not, yes, not the data types, right? It's a data structure. Yes, when you do that, yes, they actually type, when you write type, it will give dictionary type, list type, tuple type, right? But if you talk about, proper data types we have, so that time we have integer, string, boolean, right? Okay. Okay, so if you guys don't know about Google Colab, then please do check out our course on Google Colab. Basically, we make a tutorial on Google Colab. Google Colab is a IDE by Google, which is basically okay. Yes, guys, if you don't have idea, then I'm just actually explaining that this is by Google. If you just write Google Colab, so why do I actually you are going to use Google Colab? You can see this is the first link we have for Google Colab. Click on that. You can just click on to new notebook, right? Okay. So basically Google Colab is by Google for the AI researcher. So maybe you do not have a high quality system, right? A high infrastructure system, but still you want to work with data science, you want to work with deep learning, and which needs a high computational power, system. So in this case, you have no option, right? So solve those problems. Actually Google came up with a good idea, good platform for the AI researcher, where you will get lots of features, right? If you want to learn about this feature, you can check that out in our channel Google Colab tutorial. Yes, we have explained everything. For now, to get started with Google Colab, you can see this is how you need to create your new notebook, and yes, this is how you can change the notebook name to demo and anything you want to give, right? Yes, so this is something about Google Colab, and Google Colab is kind of same like Jupyter Notebook, and you don't need to install anything to use Google Colab, right? Any doubt till so far, guys? Yes, Deepak, I can see you never used Google Colab, but yes, if you start using Google Colab, there are lots of features you will get. Basically the basic, yeah, the most important part, you need these features to actually work with a high computational power programming. So for this particular Python, you don't need to know that, but if you start working with deep learning or machine learning with a large data set, yes, you have to use something which has a high computational power, right? Okay. Okay guys, let's see. Now we will talk about how to check our variable type. Suppose we are going to write a equals to 10, right? And one more thing in Python, I forget to mention. Basically, in Python, you don't need to write what type of variable you are going to put. It will take automatically, right? If you just write a equals to 10, right? What type it is? It is integer type you have written. Now, if you just write type and a, so basically this is a method we have in Python to check the type of your, the data type of your variable, right? If you just do that, can you see what type of variable it is? It is integer type variable, right? Any doubt, guys, till so far? So I have said that this is a variable which is storing the integer type data, and if you want to check the type of your variable, we are going to use type method to check what type of your variable is. Can you see it is integer? I haven't mentioned anywhere it will be type of integer, right? Right. Now if I just write b is equals to 10.5, right? Okay, I did not write. Okay, now if I just write b is equals to 10.5, now sorry, if I just write type, then B, right? What I will get? I will get it's the type of float, right? Can you see? It is automatically taking that it is integer type, it is float type, right? Now, if I just try to add more few cells, okay. Now, if I just write C is equals to welcome to great learning, right? If I just write this, and after that, if I want to see the type of C, then I can write type C. It will give me the type of this particular string, right? Okay, I am getting a question from Parampit. What's the difference between deep learning, machine learning, and artificial intelligence? Okay, so you can understand artificial intelligence is basically the umbrella under which we have deep learning and we have machine learning. Now there are few, pros and cons we have for both of them. So there are few problems we cannot solve with machine learning. We move forwards to deep learning, and deep learning has so many advanced features to work with. For the time being, you can understand the difference between these three, right? Yes, this is also explained in our Python video. So if someone wants to do this particular Python, what is ops, right? And how to work with ops in Python, you can check out this in our YouTube channel as well, right? Okay. Okay. Yes, you will get the PDF and the live session code. Please go to Great Learning Academy, and also you can check that link in this particular live chat. Our moderator is actually sending that link. You can click on that link and you will get all the material for this. Right? Any doubt, guys, till so far what we have talked about, what is data types and type of, like, the method we use to get what type of data, like what type of variabilities. Any doubt till so far, guys? If you do not have yeah, if you do not have any doubt, let's move further. Now we are going to talk about what is conditional statement. Some of you are saying, I want to learn about loops, right? So how to start with loops and when to start with loops. There is a big difference between loops and conditional statement. We use conditional statement like if else, and for loops we use for loops, while loops, right? So you have to understand the difference between conditional statements and loops. Sandeep, can you please post your question again? I will answer. Okay. Let me check where it is. Sandeep, can you please send your question once more? I will answer your question, right? Okay. Suppose for the conditional statement, what we have, suppose you need to take a decision. If it's raining, then I will sit inside. If it's actually not raining, then I will go out and play football, right? So this is where your if statement comes into the picture, and if else is known as conditional statement. So if you go for an interview in Python, do not say if and else is a loop. It's not a loop, it's a conditional statement, right? Okay. Now, if I show you what is that, actually, how can you implement that, right? Let me make few more cells here. Okay. Now, let me write it down. Suppose I am going to say if, let me take a input. So, one more thing, how to take a user input using Python, right? So, suppose you are going to use a input function here, okay? And here, if you just say, enter the weather, and you are going to write a is equals to input, enter the weather, right? So what it will do, input methods is going to take a input from the user. If you just execute that, it will say enter the weather. Can you see the message you have written over here? Yes. Now if we say it's rainy, right? You have written that it's rainy. Now if you just write a, it will print what? Can you see? It takes the user input. Yes, this is how, yep, this is how we actually take the user input. The most important question for whatever, like, language you are going for the interview, they will ask you, can you take a user input? Yes. Most of the time, if you are going to make a website, if you are going to work with data science, you many of the time you have to take user input. How to take that user input? So basically you just need to use input method for the case of Python, and you can write rainy, right? If you just write rainy and if you check after that, can you see the A actually captures the user input. Now I will actually going to write a if statement. I am going to write if A equals to I'm going to write rainy, then print stay inside. Can you see what is actually printing? Stay inside. Now I will explain you what is A equals to and this, right? Guys, I will give you the answer. Give me a little time. First, I will complete this if part, how to implement, you can implement this in Python. And then basically I will answer all of your questions, right? And if you like this session, do not forget to like it. And getting a lots of project in Python, please do check that out. And do not forget to subscribe Great Learning, right? And also if you want to learn about SQL, the database management system, we have launched a new tutorial, a long tutorial on SQL. Please do check that out, right? Okay, now you can check that we are going to write A equals to rainy. This equals to basically matching the string. So basically this A is what type? If I just write type of A, right? So what type it is? The type is string. So if you want to match a string, how to do that? You have to write if A equals to rainy, then print stay inside. Now if you are just going to write else what? I'm going to print let's go and play football, right? Now in this particular case, what we are going to write? Now if you are going to write is sunny, right? Now if I just do the same thing, what you can see, it's a string type. And if I just execute this, can you see what I get? I get let's go and sorry, I have to write play football. I get a like answer that let's go and play football. So if you can look over here, when my string is not equals to rainy, right? That's why it comes to this part, else part. It's a condition making, right? It helps you to take your, take a decision, right? So this is your condition. If it's rainy, if the weather is rainy, then I will stay inside, otherwise I will go out and play football, right? Yes. So in this particular case, you can say let's go and play football. Why? Because here A equals to, if I just write print A, so print A equals to, this is sunny. Can you see? Yes. So this is how we can actually implement conditional statement, not loop, right? Let me answer all of your question, guys. I can see lots of question. Okay. Okay. Ma'am, can you say an app to learn Python in Android? So Samya, to learn app can so if you want to have an app to work with Python, you will get lots of courses in this Great Learning Academy app. You can check them out, right? Ma'am, best career option after MCA in best companies apart from SDE job roles. Okay. So what do you want to go for? You want to go for data analyst, you can go for, as this full industry is going towards data, right? You can go for data scientist. Maybe you can do a PG program, and you can make your certificate and you can start applying for those courses, Sandeep. Hey, thank you, Dharmendra. Ma'am, do we need to understand interpreted in Python as per compiler design and TOC, or maybe I have silly doubt? No, Maybelline, you don't need to understand all this interpreter, TOC and design, compiler design for the case of Python. This is the best part about Python. Vaibhav is asking how to convert py to .exe. Dot py to exe you are talking about, Vaibhav? I didn't get your question. Okay, what skill required for Python developer? The one and only skill required for Python developer, that is Python, right? Okay. Okay, I think, ma'am, please tell me how to convert py to exe. I will give the answer, guys. How to apply for freshers jobs for Python developer roles? What are the skills required to become Python developer for fresher? For Python fresher developer, as a developer, they will ask you about data structure. If you know how to actually, suppose they will give you some conditions like this, and if you can actually implement them into Python, and the basic few questions we do have in Python, you have to work with, right? So basic, you know, the main thing, you have to know how to write a code using Python and how to implement data structure concepts, right? So these are the basic things you would need to work with, right? Yes, so I think there is no other doubt in the case of conditional statement. Let's move further, right? So now we are going to talk about, we have already talked about if else code. Now we are going to talk about what is looping statement, right? Okay, so looping statements are used to repeat a task multiple times. So what kind of a task basically we can repeat in a repeat mode, right? So suppose I said keep filling this bucket with a huge mug of water while it is not full. Suppose you have a bucket and you have a mug and you said keep filling this particular bucket until, while, or until it is actually full. So we have two types of loop. One is for loop, one is while loop, right? So guys, do you understand any what is the difference between conditional statements and loops? Just I just gave the understanding of what is loop and conditional statement, right? So what is the difference between them? Yes, Vaibhav, I will answer your question in the later in the session, right? So guys, a quick understanding from all of you. What is the difference you got difference between if else and looping statement? A quick answer from all of you. And guys, please do interactive in this session so you will understand lots of things, right? Okay, so let me give you the answer. What's the difference between conditional statement and looping statement? Conditional statement, it's not a loop. It will execute for once, but your loop will execute till the count you have given, right? I will show you how this loop is going to work, right? Okay. Now let me show you how loop is going to work. Let me add more cells. Okay. Now we are going to work with for loop, right? Now I say, hey, I want to print hello for 10 times, right? That time you have to use for loop. So you are going to say for I in range and you have given 10. And now we are going to print hello. And you said, I just want to print this particular thing for 10 times, right? And after 10 times, it will be not executed, right? Can you see? Hello is actually printed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh God. 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can you see how it's going to work? Yes. So basically we use for loop or while loop until like a particular number or the range I want this particular thing to be executed, right? Suppose I am going to write I equals to right. I will talk about while loop, but before that I want to understand, do you guys understand about for loop? Do you guys have any doubt about for loop? A quick answer from all of you guys. Right. Okay, now I will show you how to write while loop. As I have said that we have talked about for loop. Suppose I have written I equals to 0, right? So you can see this is a variable called I equals to 0. Now I said while I less than 0, right? Sorry, if I write I less than 8, okay? Then I said print hey, right? Then I have written I equals to I plus 1. Now I will say why I have written I equals to I plus 1, right? Let me show you why I have done that, okay? So in this case, you can see I have get I for 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. But why? If you look into this, right? So I have written I equals to 0. Okay. And I have written while, right? This while loop will continue till your I will less than 8. So basically your I will be till 7, right? If I just, instead of hey, if I just write I, you can understand. And this particular line is for I equals to I plus 1, right? So basically it is incrementing your I, right? Here if I just write print incremented I, right? So you will understand what is this particular difference between, right? Okay, can you see? So basically here you get I, okay, not I don't want this, okay, okay. So now you can see first your I was 0 here. Can you see? It is 0. Now after you have written I equals to I plus 1, this particular one is basically the most confusing part, right? Okay. So here you can see, so basically here you can see I equals to I plus 1. Yes, it starts from 0 because we have written here I equals to 0. If you just write I equals to 1, it will be start from I equals to 1, right? Okay, now you can see we have I less than 8. So it will work till 7. You have to understand these basic things when we work with while loop, right? You can see incremented I 1. Can you see? After I have done I equals to I plus 1. Then after that it will come into the while loop and it will print your I. You can see, then again it will get incremented to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and then 7, right? After it gets 7 over here, it is 7 over here, right? After you write I equals to I plus 1, that is 7 plus 1, 8. It will increment 8. Can you see? Incremented 8. But while it is going to come back to particularly in this while loop, it will block it because I is not less than 8, right? Yes, this is where you can understand your while loop is saying, hey, you are not allowed to execute more, right? So after this, your while loop stopped. And this is the whole idea behind for loop and while loop. Any idea till so far, guys? Hey, Nikhit, thank you so much for that. I hope you all understood about this. No, Vital, you will not get any free certificate for the live session, right? Now what we are going to do, we are going to do the most interesting part. Some of you are asking about how to work with data structure in Python. We will talk about everything. So now we are going to do the Python practice codes and I will explain you how this data structure works in Python. So guys, give me a quick confirmation. Do you have any doubt till so far what we have done? If you do not have any doubt, then we will start with few more new things, few more new Python code blocks now, not the concepts anymore, right? Any doubt, guys, till so far? Okay, so let's start with list. How to start with list, right? List is the data structure again. Now, if I write demo, this variable called is demo, and how can you do that? Now you have to use a square bracket. Can you see? This is the, I cannot make it more big than this. So can you see? This is the square bracket. Under that we have written Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday, right? What is your question? How to convert a list into a string? How can you convert your list into string, right? Okay, right. So in this case, if I just execute this, then if I just write type of the demo, what is the type of the demo? The type of the demo is list. So you can easily understand you have actually, yes. So you can easily understand you have easily done this type, implement or initialize a list, right? Now, what we are going to do? We are going to converting this list to string. How to do that? These are the very basic code snippets you need to start with if you actually need to crack any interview, right? So you can see const string equals to dot join function, right? So const string is basically your new string name, right? Right. So you have written const string equals to, then you have written dot join, and you have given what? Your list. Right. If you now print it, right, you can see you have actually get this const string and you get all the data you had in list. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And if you just trying to check the const string particular, so basically why I have given con underscore string, so convert it to string, right? So you can see the type of converted to string is string. So you have actually successfully converted your list to string. Okay, Vaibhav, please, I almost came to the end. I mean, we have 3, 4 more code snippet, and then I will give you the answer, Vaibhav, right? So guys, do you have any doubt till so far how to convert basically, string list to string? And do you have any doubt what is list and what is string as well? So I just want a quick understanding from all of you. Okay. So I just want to have a quick understanding from all of you. Do you guys understand what is the difference between, how to actually you can convert list to, hey Shubham, we are not going to changing to, list from tuple, right? Okay. Oh, okay, okay. You give the answer for how to convert a list into tuple. That's really nice. Okay, yes. So, guys, do you guys know what is tuple is? Do you have any doubt what is tuple? So answer to answer your question, Viva, what you need to do? There is a library we have in Python which is known as AutoPy2exe 2.7.11. You can directly install them, and using that particular library, you can automatically convert py to .exe to actually exe, right? So class is still 5, right? And guys, if you really like this particular session, do not forget to like the video, and also do not forget to subscribe Great Learning. And very soon we are going to come up with the like long tutorial on Python project, and where you will get almost 10 plus more than that projects in Python. You can easily add them to your resume as well. Okay, Afrin is saying what is tuple. Okay, so tuple is basically, let me answer this. One thing that I noticed in Great Learning. Okay. Tuple is a row, maybe, I guess. Not really. So what are the guess, guys, do you have before I give the answer? What is tuple? So I just want the answer from all of you. So I hope some of you have idea about what is tuple. So it just quick understanding of how many of you know actually what is tuple. Then I will give the answer anyway. Error. Where is the error? Acha, Bhairav, you are getting an error. Okay. Why don't you share that error to the comment section? I will look into it and I will help you to solve that. Class is still 5. Yes, tuple is a type of data structure. Let me tell you what is tuple. Tuple are used to store multiple items in a single variable, the way we do for the list as well, right? So here let me add few code cell. Not here. Let me add few code cell, right? So basically how to convert a tuple, but before that you have to understand what is tuple. So if you just write tuple demo, right? Here is the main magic you need to understand. For list, you have to use a square bracket. For tuple, you have to use a round bracket. And under that, if you can write sun and you can write month, right? Now, if I just write type of tuple demo, you will get what type it is. It is the tuple type. Now I will say what is tuple. Tuple is one of the 4th built-in data types in Python, right? This is the data types for Python again. So it is used to store collection of data, and we have that is list, set, and dictionary. right? And the main thing about tuple is ordered and unchangeable. After you initialize tuple, you cannot change it. So this is the basic difference between list, set, and tuple. You can change list, you can change set, but you cannot change tuple, right? So you have to understand what is tuple, right? Yes. So you can understand here the tuple is nothing but your unchangeable list. So that's why we use tuple. Now I just want to change my list into tuple. What you need to do? You just need to write tuple, and then you can actually easily change this demo to contuple, right? So convert it to tuple. What I have written after that, type, right? So you can see this is tuple, right? Yes. So we have talked about list, we have talked about tuple. Now we will talk about set. So guys, do you know where we use set? It's a normal mathematical concepts what we have used so far. Any idea about set? Right, Vishnath? Yes, tuple cannot be changed, but list can be changed, right? Difference between list and tuple. The difference between list and tuple is list is basically the main difference between list can be changed after you initialize list, but after you initialize tuple, you cannot change tuple, right? So you can see this is this is how we can do that. Now we are talking about what is set. But what is set? Now if I just write, every time I need to make it small and then only I can do that. Okay. So what is set, right? So in order to actually have set, let me tell you one thing. Set has all the unique number. Suppose you have something called demo set, and you are going to write in the curly bracket. Set always we write in the curly bracket. You have written 1 comma 1 comma 2 comma 3 4 5. Let me show you how it's going to react on that. Now, if I just write demo set, what I will get? I will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you see what are the repeated number we had? We had 1 for twice, we had 5 for twice. That is already what? That is eliminated. So for the set, one thing you have to remind in your mind that set is something where you cannot have duplicate value. All the value you will have the unique value, right? Now to change in a list to set, again you have to write set, and then you have to pass your list, right? After doing that, can you see the type of converting to set is set, right? Now we are going to do a little bit what to say, a little bit difficult one, not the difficult one, but still there is a question: how can you count the occurrence of a particular element in a list, right? Hey Mohit, dictionary is also one type of a built-in data structure in Python basically. Yes, all the elements in set you will have, they will be unique in nature, right? Yes. Yep. Dictionary, to understand dictionary, you have to understand key value, right? So we are actually going out of time. We have 2, 3 more code blocks and then we will wrap up today's session, right? So as we have talked about how to understand the occurrence, right? So suppose, let me show you one particular example. Suppose you have a demo, right? So you have demo equals to Monday, again Monday, then you have Tuesday, then Wednesday, right? Then again Wednesday, and so on, right? Then you have Thursday, right? And so on, dot dot dot, right? So let me make it, yeah, let me make it commented one, right? So suppose you have something like that. Now what we need to do, we said I just want to have the count. So how many time you have Monday in your like list called demo? So before that, let me just print demo here. Right? What we have here? We have Sunday, we have Monday thrice. No, fourth time we have Monday here. One, two, three, four. Now, if you want to check what are the, like, how many times we have Monday in the list, right? That time you have to use a function called dot count function, and here you have to mention what you want to check in this particular list to be counted, right? Okay, now you can see here it's four times. Can you see? Yes. So we have one, two, three, four. So we have total four times Monday in this particular list. Now if I write Tuesday, how many times we have Tuesday, right? We have one time Tuesday, right? Can you see? So this is how you can use the particular count function in this particular, checking that for a particular, for a particular variable, for a particular thing, if you want to check how many times it has occurred to your list, right? So guys, any doubt till so far? So now we are going to talk about the last part, and then maybe we will talk about slicing, and then we will actually wrap up today's session. Okay, this is a good question. Shubham has asked this, count is a function or method. So we call it as function in Python, right? So method is something when you call it something already implemented, or function when you call it, it's already implemented and it will automatically give you the answer, right? You don't need to write it from the scratch, right? So yes, this is count is a method in Python. Okay, some of you asking what is append. Okay, it's a good question. What is append? Suppose you have a demo list, right? After you have a demo list, what you are going to do, you are going to add a new element to your list. As we have said, after you initialize tuple, you cannot add anything, right? You cannot add anything to your tuple, but in the case of list you can add, right? So we use a method called dot append. So dot append method will help you to add new new data to your list after you initialize it. Suppose I have added Monday. If I going to add Wednesday, and here again if I'm going to add Wednesday, right? If I just do that, right, then can you see what we have? We have demo, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. We have Wednesday thrice, right? Can you see? Yes. So append function help us to do that, to add new data to our list after we initialize it, right? Yes. Okay, I will give you the answer what is concatenate mean. So I hope till this part it is everything is cleared. Now we will talk about how to concatenate different string, and then we will wrap up today's session. And guys, if you really like this session, do not forget to like it. And if you want to learn about database management system and SQL, so in this case, what you can do, you can actually start, yeah, yeah. So if you want to learn about introduction to database management system, for that you can check out our long course on SQL. We have lots of projects on that as well. So if you are someone from fourth year and you want to make your own project on database, you can easily check that out. You will get lots of project over here as well, right? Okay, now we will talk about concatenate. What is concat? Concat is adding, right? You have different variable, or you have different string. Now you want to concat them, right? How to do that? Suppose you have three variable. One variable is A, one variable is B, one variable is C. A equals to welcome, B equals to 2, C equals to you have great learning. Now you want to make a full sentence, welcome to great learning. How to do that? In order to concatenate something in Python, the most easiest part to do that, right? Okay, so in this case, you can write print A plus B plus C. Can you see what you will get? Okay. So sorry, I did not. Yes. Can you see what we get? We get welcome to great learning. So this is how we can do this particular concatenation. So any doubt till so far, guys? What is concatenation? How to concatenate? Why to concatenate? I hope you understood. But Yes. Any doubt till so far? So I will wait for your answer for few more. Yes. Okay. Any doubt, guys, till so far about whatever we have done? So after that, we will talk about few about slicing in Python, and then we will wrap up. What is set? I have given the answer. What is set? Set is basically used to basically for if you want to have a unique number, right? How is this working? Which one is this working, Melvin? Are you talking about this particular concatenate? Yes, to concatenate we use plus sign. This is the most, yeah, right. This is the most, yeah, okay, understood. Okay, right. So yeah, this is how you can do the concatenate. So guys, try to understand how many what like. Okay, so how many of you want to know about slicing? Yes, you can concatenate anything, Abhinav. You can concatenate slice, like string, number, anything. Suppose you are going to write d is equals to 2. Maybe I just need to know. Let's check it. Maybe we can do that as well, but I'm not sure we can. Okay, no. So actually, if you can look into this, you cannot concatenate basically string or with integer at a time, right? What you can do, you have to make it this. That's why I have just shown you this, right? Can you see? You can write welcome to great learning, and if you just write 2 after that, it's totally fine to work with. But instead of this strings 2, if you just give 2, it will be a type of integer, right? And yes, you will get an error over there. So always try to understand. If you don't get error, you will not understand the topic, the basic funda about learning programming language, right? Yes. So yeah, this is pretty much about what we have talked about. And if you guys have any doubt for slicing, we don't have much time to talk about slicing, but yes, for the next session we will obviously talk about slicing, right? So guys, do you have like if you have any idea for new concept, we you want to learn from us, do not forget to put that in the comment section. Yes, right, Mohit. Yes, do not forget to put that in the comment section. Thank you so much for attending the session. We'll see you in the next session. Bye bye. Till then, have a nice day.